Hello ladies and gentlemen and those in between, welcome back to my channel, Everett here, and today we're going to talk about My Extraordinary. First of all, there was a lot of hype about this series, and in fact, My Extraordinary was heavily advertised because it is the first BL series in the Philippines to be aired to a primetime national audience. Well, technically, it's not really the first BL series because back in 2013, GMA Network, which is one of the giant TV networks in the Philippines, broadcast the very first gay-themed drama TV series entitled My Husband's Lover. The series garnered a positive response from professional critics, noting the network's move in producing an out-of-the-box television series, and the show was featured on June 17, 2013 issue of UK-based LGBT global news website, Gay Star News. However, the show also became controversial because the show was scrutinized by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, saying that the television producers and writers should have studied scenes being shown to the viewers, especially to the younger ones, and should be based on moral standards. Wait a moment, moral standards? What do you mean exactly by that? Could anybody be kind enough to explain to me what that means? Because I'm kind of confused about its exact definition. And what do you expect from a Catholic nation like the Philippines, and what do you expect from Catholic churches? They will never support shows like this. But despite all of these controversies, My Husband's Lover concluded with a total of 94 episodes. Anyway, My Extraordinary is a locally produced BL story aired on TV5, and the main objective of this series was to orient viewers on the struggles that LGBTQA members go through, particularly issues and acceptance. My Extraordinary is the story of two college students, Shake and Ken, and how they live their own world. Ken is a popular and kind-hearted university sophomore who meets Shake, who is a shy freshman and a university scholar, through a basketball game brawl. After dealing with their misunderstanding, the two young men get close with each other right away, and because their friendship blossoms into an intimate relationship, Sandee, who is Ken's childhood friend, becomes jealous and tells Ken's mother about how close Ken and Shake are, which preempts the romantic love affair. As a result, Ken gets paranoid about the fact that his mom finds out his sexual orientation, leading him to drive recklessly, and eventually, Ken and Shake die in a car accident. However, in an unfamiliar twist, the remorseful Sandee, who has the ability to see ghosts, becomes the bridge and helps reunite Shake and Ken because Ken and Shake don't realize they've already died. Moreover, My Extraordinary is a standard story about innocence, friendship, the beauty of awakening desire, acceptance, and how time heals all wounds. Maybe for some other BL fans, Ken and Shake are not the typical super-duper good-looking BL couple in the BL universe, like Tudor and Fighter of Wire the series, or Colin Vlad of Guys of Pelikula, Xavier and Miko of The Lost Stranger, Ace and Sky of Mighty the series, Ben and Jim of Ben and Jim the series, or Tyne and Sarawat of Together series, and so on. Yes, beauty is subjective, and I have to agree with that, but the way I personally see it, the idea of beauty becomes meaningless if everything is merely a matter of taste or personal preference. If beauty is purely in the eye of the beholder, the idea of beauty becomes worthless, because in nature, everything is beautiful. And in my opinion, there's something about Ken and Shake which makes their chemistry clearly beautiful. Shake expresses emotions through his eyes pretty impressively, and I just love how he looks at Ken and quickly looks away. And the way Ken and Shake look at each other can really make you all giddy. There is just this undeniable spark between the two of them, and in fact, episode 5 is my most favorite episode because it highlights the chemistry of the two main characters. The only dissatisfaction I have with this series is that Ken and Shake have only a few sweet moments, and the series would be even way better if the scriptwriter had placed much more emphasis on their love story instead of just rushing the scenes up from getting introduced to instantly having special feelings toward one another, which I honestly don't have any problems with, because truth to be told, mutual understanding relationships, which is how we call it in the Philippines, is everywhere in the culture. And to be honest, it is refreshing to see two pleasantly average-looking guys with striking chemistry as the lead characters, rather than these guys with chiseled gym bodies and perfect teeth plus horrible acting skills. I think that all of the actors really brought it, and each one of them gave their all in a particular effort, especially Yayo Aguila, who plays Ken's mother, and it takes her a long time to accept Ken being gay. And it just saddens me to think that Ken and Jake both have to die before she finally comes to her senses. And she gave such a powerful performance, and I believe that she made other BL fans out there absolutely hate her character. Of course, her acting skills are unquestionably amazing since she's been in the Philippine movie industry since 1982, and I was just 2 years old at that time, and the only thing I was concerned about was when to have milk and wait for my mom to change my diapers. Anyway, I so love Heaven too. He's one of my most favorite characters in this series, and I just love how he teases Ken and Shake like he's a typical flamboyant gay guy who takes pleasure in making fun of provoking his friends in such a playful manner. And as a matter of fact, I can't count how many times I got carried away by his playfulness, like I had to watch his scenes again and again. And honestly speaking, I didn't understand why Sandee could see ghosts at first, and I was like, hey girl, are you playing clairvoyant? Is your third eye open? What about getting a crystal ball and become a crystal ball gazer? But on a serious note, it made sense to me when in the end, she bridges the two worlds, the dead and the alive. And of course, the best character award goes to... Dun, 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 dun. Esau! Esau, which is roughly translated as chicken intestines in English, is yes, you hear it right. It is a delicacy here in the Philippines, and my boyfriend goes, ew. Whenever he sees me eat Esau, but the heck I care because I love Esau. Yum yum! Yum 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 yum! This series also tackles homophobia. For those who don't know what homophobia is, according to Oxford Languages, homophobia is dislike or prejudice against gay people, and Wikipedia even further explains that homophobia encompasses a range of negative attitudes and feelings toward homosexuality or people who are identified or perceived as being lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, aka LGBT, and has been defined as contempt, prejudice, aversion, hatred, or antipathy, may be based on irrational fear and ignorance, and is often related to religious beliefs. Well, in my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with emphasizing homophobia in the gay-themed movies. But let's face it, dramas about homophobia have been around for decades. And hello, it's 2020. Come on guys, people of today's generation know very well that bigotry is not okay. And if you ask me, I guess it would have been better if the scriptwriter had focused on showing how great it is to be in a same-sex relationship. And to some degree, I feel that this series encourages young gay guys to stay in the closet instead of coming out, because the moment their parents find out their true identity, their parents will freak out and these kids will live a life of such misery. Anyway, how can you fight homophobia? First, read books, see films, and attend special events focused on LGBT issues. Second, talk with lesbian, gays, bisexuals, or transgender friends, relatives, co-workers, or fellow students about their experience. Third, learn about LGBT people who have made significant contribution to society. Fourth, confront the expectations and beliefs you have about gay men, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgender individuals. Fifth, be a supportive ally for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender, and understand that just like you, they're also human beings. Sixth, simply don't assume that all of your friends, classmates, or co-workers are heterosexual. I guess one of the best contributions to making the series a good one is the music, and one of my favorite original soundtracks is Hindi Ko To Binalak. Basically, this song is about a guy confessing that he doesn't plan to fall in love with the one he loves, but because of the time they spent together and the fact that the one he loves knows him very well, he slowly falls in love, and despite clearly liking one another but not yet committing to a relationship with each other, he keeps hoping that they end up together in the end.
Araw, gabi, tanghali, tumagang parating kang kasama. Parang kilalang kilala mo ko. Di ako magaling magtago. At nakita mo malinaw na mukhang meron na nga. Hindi ko to pinangarap. Bakit sira ulong umasa? Nagparamdam ka pa. Mukhang tama naman ako nang basa. Halos araw-araw, gabi, tanghali, tumagang parati kang kasama. Parang kilalang kilala mo ko. Madali akong mahulog at hinayaan ko. Malinaw na mukhang meron na nga. Hindi ko to pinangarap. Bakit sira ulong umasa? Nagparamdam ka pa. Mukhang tama naman ako. Mukhang tama naman ako nang basa.
Anyway, My Extraordinary reminds me so much of Grey Rainbow, which is the very first BL series I've seen. The ending is excruciating. Well, I don't really mind watching tragic series whose endings at certain times serve no purpose, but just like Grey Rainbow, the ending of My Extraordinary is bittersweet. Yes, on the one hand, you'll get hurt because, of course, who hates two people in love and try to separate them?
That's right!
Who kills two people who just want to love and to be loved?
That's right!
Who is bitter toward two people who find love in one another? On the other hand, the fact that Ken and Shake rest in peace and build their own world in the afterlife is just heart-moving, and I just can't count how many times I cried from episode 6 until episode 8, and if you ask me whether the series is worth watching, yes it is. That is if you want to cry. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when my next video comes out. Peace outie! First of all, there was a lot of hype about this series, and in fact, My Extraordinary was heavily advertised because it's the first BL series.